Your instructor passes out a prompt for a new assignment. Do you have that evil feeling in your brain, like a cold knife of fear? Or maybe you feel like your brain is on fire with the feeling to write. There is no escape, and that's for sure. So how do you seek and destroy assignment objectives? Let's talk it through here on Metalhead Mentor. Hello there, and welcome to Metalhead Mentor. I'm Tony, your host and assistant professor of the dark arts. In this episode, we'll cover how to read and follow an assignment prompt for any class by seeking and destroying assignment objectives so that you can crush that assignment into the dust. Following an assignment prompt is like playing a game of Simon Says or Follow the Leader with your instructor. They set out what they want to see you do, and you must follow that or there will be penalties. The most important thing you can do to make sure that you're crushing an assignment is just follow the directions laid out in the prompt. To make sure you're following the directions, though, you'll need to read the prompt, usually more than once. Read the whole assignment through thoroughly the first time so you get the big picture. Then go back and read it like you would any other reading for class that you wanted to understand. You might have questions or ideas on different aspects of the prompt that you want to take notes on, or you might find different pieces of it to highlight or underline so that you don't forget important details. Marking up the prompt is perfectly fine and even encouraged. And you also may, as you want to complete different sections of the assignment, go back and reread that section of the prompt so that you make sure that you're staying on track. Going hand in hand with making sure you do what the assignment asks, don't make the assignment into something that it's not. Understand what's actually there and don't make assumptions about what the assignment asks for. In my work with students, I've seen a lot of students who make a mountain out of a molehill, or more like a massive term paper out of a one-page response. For example, I've often had students in my own course try to turn our first paper, which is a summary response paper, into a full-on research paper with multiple sources and a lot more pages than I intended. Doing this wastes your time and effort, and usually results in a poor grade, because you've missed the point of the assignment entirely. Not all prompts are created equal. Prompts can include more or less information depending on the scope of the assignment, the importance of the assignment to the course, or even your instructor's purpose with the assignment. In general, though, there are a few common elements that you will find in most prompts, and understanding what to look for in each can help you pull the necessary information out of the prompt more easily. Look carefully at how your instructor explains what kind of assignment you're doing, as this can give you a solid idea of what the end product should look like. If the instructor describes the assignment as an essay, for example, you don't want to turn it into a first-person narrative. Similarly, the description might include a specific topic for you to write on, and you need to focus on addressing that topic specifically, or you could lose a lot of points for being off-topic. If I had $1 for every student I've seen respond to a specific topic prompt in a completely off-topic way, I wouldn't be trying to get a YouTube channel off the ground here. What's the most interesting topic or assignment that your instructor has ever given? Comment below and let's chat about it. Assignment objectives often tie back to the learning objectives for the course as a whole, which can help you understand if you find yourself asking, "What's the point of all this?" It can show how the assignment helps you build the skills and knowledge necessary for completing the course. Pay close attention to the verbs and descriptive phrases the instructor uses in the objectives. If they describe it as an expository or informative assignment, where your main objective is to provide information, you could make it harder on yourself and lose major points by trying to make it into an argumentative assignment instead. Follow any specific instructions given in the prompt. There are many reasons instructors might have for telling you to do things in a specific way, from fulfilling an objective to their own personal preference to saving you some time trouble and frustration with the assignment down the line. Some instructors even provide step-by-step instructions listing out what you should do in order, and this can be a great checklist for you to make sure you don't miss any major pieces of the assignment, and it can also help you to create a timeline for completing a longer-term assignment by laying out the whole process. The most important section of an assignment is the minimum requirements. These often include a minimum word count, a quantity of sources required, a specific formatting or citation style, or certain content elements that must be included in the assignment. No matter how pointless you think a requirement is, always meet the minimum requirements your instructor sets out. Penalties for failing to do so can be steep. For example, you might think turning in a 995-word essay when your instructor required 1,000 words is close enough and would only cost you a few points. But if the objective is to get you to writing 1,000-word essays, you could be for a world of grade pain. I'm certainly not the strictest instructor ever, but my students receive no higher than a 60 on an assignment that fails to meet any one of the minimum requirements. Other instructors will even assign zeros. Zeros can have a brutal impact on a student's grade, but in this instance, class does reflect real life, because if you don't meet a client's requirements in the business world, you can often cost your company a whole contract. Copy any deadlines on the prompt into your planner, calendar, task list as soon as you get the prompt. Between all your classes, you'll have too many competing deadlines to reliably keep track of them in your head, so outsource it to a system that can keep them all together and remind you as they're coming up. If there are multiple deadlines for an assignment, realize that your instructor is helping you to structure your time. This can be a drag, but for procrastinators like me, it can help you keep you from shooting yourself in the foot by leaving a major project until the last minute when you cannot complete it in time. When I wrote my senior thesis, staggered deadlines kept me from leaving my research until the last minute. When I started doing my research, I soon discovered my school didn't have many resources on my topic, but I could get them through interlibrary loan. It took weeks for everything to get in, so it was important that I had to start my research early, or my sources would never have arrived on time. For my fellow procrastinators, you may feel like you do your best work with your back against the wall, and there may be truth to that. However, that won't work well the further you get into your college career. Remember, surviving college is a marathon, not a series of sprints. You'll need to learn to set those staggered deadlines for yourself if your instructors don't, and then stick to them. What's your favorite hack for keeping on top of all of your college deadlines? Comment below to share. See what resources are available for the specific assignment or the course as a whole. These could include examples of student work, which you could use as a model, FAQs from previous semesters to provide insight, templates to set up the formatting that your instructor wants, or links out to research you might use in the assignment. Your instructor gives you these to help make your lives easier, so use them. Beyond the resources your instructor provides, remember that you can always get help from your instructor, your TA, or even your college's tutoring center to help complete your assignment. One misconception I've often seen is that if you need help from your instructor or a tutor, there's something wrong with you, or you're stupid. That idea, frankly, is what's stupid. Instead, realize that the students who visit their instructor's office hours or set an appointment with the writing center are most often the ones making A's in the course, because they're the ones getting help when they need it. You don't have to go it alone in college, and don't ever be ashamed to admit that. Throughout this episode, I've focused a lot on writing assignments specifically, but the advice is generally applicable to any other kind of assignment, whether it's a project for your engineering course or a presentation on psychology. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Metalhead Mentor. Don't forget to smash those like, subscribe, and share buttons below and earn some extra credit. And also, don't forget to do your take-home torture to seek and destroy objectives by following directions, understanding the prompt, and using help and resources when you need them. Next episode, we'll discuss an important survival skill for transitioning from high school to college: breaking the bad study habit.